Case from the 1960s in New York City, where 28-year-old Catherine Genovese, or Kitty as she was called, night in March 1964, Genovese drove home from the bar she managed, unaware she was being followed by a serial killer. As she got out of her car, she saw Winston Moseley and started to run.
This is where the killer must have started to catch up with Kitty Genovese. She didn't quite make it halfway down the block before the killer drove a knife into her.
She screams, "Oh my God, he stabbed me. Help me, somebody help me." And she goes down on the ground and she continues to scream. There are lights going on in the apartment houses, windows going up, and a man looked out and he yelled, "Leave that girl alone."
Witnesses saw Moseley, startled by the noise, run away. But none of Genovese's neighbors came to her aid, even as she staggered into a nearby doorway, screaming again for help.
She's lying helpless on the floor and the door opens. It's her attacker. He stabs her multiple times. Then he cuts off her clothing. He sexually assaults her. Winston Moseley flees. A police car pulls in.
But it was too late. Kitty Genovese died in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. At first, the murder was not big news. But 2 weeks later, after a tip from police, the New York Times published a chilling front-page story that began, "For more than half an hour, 38 respectable, law-abiding citizens in Queens watched a killer stalk and stab a woman."
The story was absolutely and utterly shocking. No one could imagine that not only would people fail to call the police, but that they would watch the murder take place over half an hour.
One witness was quoted as saying, "I didn't want to get involved." The story became a sensation, and the public reacted with disgust and fear of city life.
38 of her neighbors watched a woman die, and when it was over, they all went back to bed.
Genovese's death became a metaphor for public apathy and moral decay. But two young social psychologists, John Darley from NYU and Bib Latané from Columbia University, had a different take.
Perhaps Kitty Genovese, you might have been alive today if fewer people had seen her.
Their idea became known as the bystander effect.
What struck me and struck John as we talked about it is that 38 might not have been just a coincidence. It might have been a cause. It might have been what made it happen. That it might have been that each of the people was actually concerned, but somehow was misled by the idea that other people were watching.
So its users don't become unwitting bystanders to violence.
We will keep doing all we can to prevent tragedies like this from happening.
But social scientists say the bystander effect, taught in textbooks worldwide, is a much broader phenomenon, as ingrained in us today as when it came to light 55 years ago in the Kitty Genovese case.
What we now understand is that this observation and not knowing what to do is something that we've done for a really long time.